When most people think of surfing in films, a few things might come to mind.
Does either one of you have anything even remotely interesting to tell me?
Caught my first tube this morning, sir.
I've never seen anything more beautiful.
Have a look at this.
Kelly looking at better at 8.57, late drop. Stomps it in the flats and then pulls in. He's going to come out.
But there's more to surf films than just barrels and shark attacks. We start our program with an independent animated short titled Much Better Now. The animation style is remarkably lifelike, and for this reason I still can't find if it's entirely CG or includes some stop motion as well. The storyline centers around an anthropomorphic bookmark, discovering the wonders of surfing through an old book. Surfing acts as the action and drama for this film, as well as a method to present the theme. The bookmark looks out on the huge variety of experiences out there, just as we are diving into the surface of what surfing films have to offer. Our next film is directed, produced, filmed, edited, and narrated all by Bruce Brown. The Endless Summer is probably the most infamous surfing film of all time.
Most surfers like to ride a regular board and perform on medium-sized waves. Most would like to perform as well as Australian Nat Young here, or as well as American surfer Butch Van Aertstelen.
Bruce's eccentric and comical narration is unlike any other documentary.
Some surfers prefer the hairy thrill of a big wave. Robert August, Mike Hinson. Packing for the journey was important. 6 pairs of trunks, 2 boxes of wax, some modern sounds, and in case of injury, 1 Band-Aid.
The film follows the three as they chase summer around the world, pioneering the globe-trotting adventure style common in modern action sport documentaries. It's a lighthearted film filled with charm and comedic moments.
Terrence would always send them out after things. He'd say, "See how close you guys can get those giraffes." Then he'd lock the doors, roll up the windows, sit in there giggling like a maniac. Tell you about the lion in the bushes later.
The pinnacle of the film comes when the gang treks through the South African desert to find the absolute perfect wave.
The odds against finding that are 10 million to 1. They finally got their first look at Cape St. Francis, South Africa. You can't tell how good a wave is till you actually ride it. On Mike's first ride, the first 5 seconds, he knew he'd finally found that perfect wave. The rides were so long I couldn't get most of them on one piece of film. Here's Mike further along, still riding the same wave at Cape St. Francis.
In stark contrast is this 2015 YouTube documentary, which returns to one of the villages visited in the Endless Summer.
In Ghana, we made it to the beach somehow, and there was waves. We stumbled onto it. Obviously, nobody else had ever been there looking for surf.
This documentary uses a contemporary style which capitalizes on the fast-paced video consumption of the modern era. It brings light to the sad realities that aren't always represented objectively, but it is also able to find a silver lining.
A lot of people come here to surf, and it's really cool to meet them and surf together with them.
This Is Not France seemingly takes a traditional online surfing video vlog format and twists the editing and cinematography to create a much more experimental experience. Tight shots and unfamiliar angles bring the viewer into the film world, which helps you experience the pumping, chaotic waves for what they really are. The Whale is a short surfer's story presented in animation.
Back when I was in college, my dog Bongo and I used to drive north of the Golden Gate to look for surf.
For this program, the film represents the West Coast surfing aesthetic, focusing on nature and experience with a more conscious and connected approach.
On one trip, I spent the night in this grove of redwoods. Just about no more than 15 feet in front of me, a whale emerged out of the water, just his head, and then submerged. And then a few minutes later, I could see its tail come up out of the water, and it just started slapping the water a couple times like it was waving at me.
As well as a super trippy psychedelic style. Whoa, dude. The last film is definitely my favorite discovery while researching for this program. In contrast to The Whale, Hot Toddy shows a shift in surf culture and its dependency on the environment that surrounds it. Surfing the Great Lakes is cold, dirty, unpredictable, and generally pretty garbage. It's all about scrounging what you can. Their environment and surf style is reflected in the music, editing, and their drink of choice.